It's been a long time since the previous Armored Core game. This series had decent success with a dozen of games released from PS1 to PS3 and Xbox 360. Despite all this, From Software put aside this legacy and focused on developing their Soul series. But now it is time to get back to the roots and revive the long-forgotten Armored Core title. And with its relaunch, devs brought a large number of changes and innovations to game design in order to form the new vision. Well, for such a niche product, they have succeeded, but it didn't go flawlessly. There are a few design elements and features to improve. So today we'll figure out what devs brought to the table and how it's affected the essence of Armored Core series. And if you're ready, activate the combat mode. We're about to start our sortie. First, let's talk about controls. In addition to consoles, Armored Core finally made it to PC, so devs have to adapt it to keyboard and mouse. And they did it perfectly. Precise and responsive movement are in the heart of fast-paced gameplay. Game is much less demanding to aim skill and more to movement coordination and timings. This is exact recipe that revealing the full potential of Armored Core gameplay on any platform. And it is gentle aim and assist that makes the combat execution more oriented on movement, what makes this fight so spectacular. Player completely focuses on performing a martial dance. Nevertheless, players still need to aim to keep enemy in gunsight. The game also has hard lock-on mechanic that allows you to focus on specific target. However, in the vast majority of cases, it actually will reduce your accuracy. And for those who are confident in their abilities, there is an upgrade that allows you to aim manually. But not only firearms excel in the Armored Core battles. The new design element for the series is melee combat, and it really affects core gameplay a lot. Yes, there were assault kicks before, but now we have blade, lance, pile bunker and even chainsaw in our arsenal. Needless to say that the combat scenes are now radically changed, becoming quicker and much more intense. The monotony of distant firefights replaced by truly epic melee skirmishes. This was ambitious, but we are familiar with From Software projects, and melee combat is what they can implement perfectly. As well as the musical accompaniment. Kota Hoshino, well-known composer for all Armored Core projects, in cooperation with talented Takashi Onodera and Shoei Miyazawa, created the masterpiece soundtrack. Ambient and intense combat themes reach your very soul. Especially music from concluding chapter is so deep and sincere that fully immerses you in this world, enhancing the aesthetic experience. Now let's move on to mech customization systems. The hangar, when we can set up our build for a specific mission, buy and test new parts, or have fun on the arenas. From Software made this whole customization process meaningful and creative. The fact is that each mech part has so many stats that directly affects the gameplay, and it's truly exciting to try new setups. This is not just tables and values, every type of mech part has unique features. Alongside with basic weight and stats, arms are specialized for certain types of weapons, legs directly affect the way your mech moves, overall carrying weight and basic timings, head gives you stagger sustainability and radar scan distance, so on and so forth. As an example of various creative approaches, some players prefer to start from choosing leg parts, while others assemble their setup maximizing speed characteristics or choosing specific weapon that can also be a starting point. And thus the great meditative sandbox they made. This assembly system on one hand lets the player to take a breath after these intense battles, and on the other it gives the opportunity to experiment, so it becomes clear why devs put so many efforts into this system. Also for gameplay support, the new quality of life system was implemented. Sound and VFX alerts in combat help to dodge deadly attacks, monitor energy levels and track cooldowns. Additionally, the supply replenishment feature was added that allows you to continue mission progress with full ammunition. As a result, the Armored Core combat system turned out to be not so difficult to master, but rather complex. It has a lot of systems and features. The potential for player skills improvement is huge, and this is what defines the perfectly designed gameplay. But for a player who just getting acquainted with the series, all this may seem too complicated and redundant at start. So in my opinion, one of the weakest part in the game design and the reason why new players drop Armored Core is the first chapter. All missions here are trivial and featureless. Level design mostly generic. Snow grey backgrounds with a couple of industrial ones. Simple enemy setups rushable with no brain tactics. Armored Core merely doesn't reveal its true potential until the mission Attack the Watchpoint, where the player meets the Balteos, final boss of the chapter. And then everything turns upside down. This boss is really complex and requires the clear understanding of basic mechanics, quick reaction and precise movements. Everything that previous missions do not demand. It's like Father Gascoigne on first playthrough. Although considering his appearance, Balteos is more like Gyobo Oniwa from Sekiro. Yeah, he also likes to rush through from one edge of arena to another. Nevertheless, the new player could be overwhelmed by such difficult encounter. Add here the lack of experience in mech assembly, few available part options and funds. So to try new setups, player forced to start final mission from the very beginning. It is just waste of time. So all these balance and design issues of first chapter can frustrate new players because of its dissonance and difficulty. But as we used to in other From Software projects, only overcoming such challenging encounters could provide that magical sense of accomplishment. But all is not lost. The following chapters gradually revealing true potential of this project. Level design variety, much more challenging missions, new awesome bosses and even carefully hidden secrets. Here Armored Core thrives in all its glory, completely immerses the player in the atmosphere of shattered planet of Rubicon. Actually, by the time I finalized script of this video, devs released a balance patch. Few bosses was nerfed, Balteos included, and a bunch of weapons got buffs. Now, it should make Armored Core more accessible for wider audience. We will see how it goes. Surprisingly, but Zimmerman shotguns wasn't nerfed, so it's officially not OP. Yeah, they're just afraid for another holy war. Anyway, let's dwell into one of the series' remarkable legacy elements, the cutscene staging. Drawing inspiration from anime, due to exquisite camera work, devs managed to convey those truly epic scenes. It enhances the anticipation of upcoming encounter and plays one of the key role as intro and outro of each mission. Even the game trailer is just amazing. This is one of the few examples where trailer fully reflects the actual gameplay and scene staging. The legacy also can be traced in other elements. For example, an economy model that allows you to buy and sell parts for the same cost. It would seem like an anachronism, but it was done intentionally to inspire the player to experiment, remove the restrictions and to increase replayability. For a particular mission or for the whole playthrough, player can try new concepts of mech setup, weapons or even combat tactics. This is actually an amazing solution in its simplicity. Moreover, to increase replayability potential, there is an opportunity to speedrun missions to the highest ranks, plus meaningful storyline choices with several endings, and as we discussed earlier, tremendous experimentation opportunities to find and assemble unique builds and weapons. Obviously, it is not the Elden Ringish scale of the project, but if you try to recall how the Soul series began, it was peculiar, niche product that didn't fit into the industry trends. And I would like to think that such fate awaits the Armored Core series. I really want to believe in it. Because against all odds, they made truly spectacular project that perceive traditions and get new design features. Excellent work. And for those of you who have already descended on Rubicon, I wanna say, I got a job for you 621. Good luck, you're gonna need it. Thank you guys very much for watching, and if you like this video, you know what to do. I'll see you soon. Bye.